We are the biggest, we are the largest, we are the tallest, we are the greatest African spiritual platform. My name is always Queen Hadasha. Call me Empress Makida. I am Labraska the Sun Goddess. I am the true bloodline. Call me Maame Grace Deduyako. Comparing me with anybody does not exist in this life. I welcome you, my people. Today is a great day. Mo amone na mabonte na mo ware rough. Aware na egu bebere no. And ebe hwe ne fare bai. Me mankra bia akwaba. We have one of our fathers or one of our leaders or one of our kings or one of our chiefs on set who is going to take us through marriage rituals and the keke. I welcome you once again, and let's welcome Tetteh Okpeloowu the first. Papa, we welcome you to Revelations.
Thank you.
Great. Today is your first time on this big platform. So please introduce yourself to the public, pay obeisance to them, I mean honor them, because they make this platform the biggest. Let's know who you are before we come into the topic.
Yo, Tweboloi, Mambi, ni yo shon kekpa kpafe, mi banye do manye, ni mi hanyo manye. Ingbe jini Tetteh Okpeloowu onyalowu, kenklemo, nije abola pia mi tumawe. Woku emi. Minji ochame nukpa keha woku efen, ni ke woku ichobe, minji moniko ise.
Yo, we welcome you.
Thank you.
To Revelations. So, you are the linguist.
A chief linguist.
A chief linguist.
Yes.
And when the chief is also not there, you hold his stick or you hold his
forth
feet.
for him.
Yes. We welcome you to Revelations. Okay, Abusia, your guest for today, and no, someone who intro, no, and there you gang people. My love to you. Today you have one of your chiefs here. So, I mean, more hype, no, more ni show no, and you're the biggest, as we are always the biggest. Okay, so, Papa, as a linguist, what are your responsibilities in the palace?
Ochame no chumo leda wa idafe manche no chumo po. But if I'll put it in a body some like small, I would say without the linguist, the chief is nobody. Because everything the chief has to say, it has to pass through the linguist, that's Ochame. And then whatever the people in the town must also communicate to the palace, it must also pass through the Ochame. So if you don't have a good linguist in your palace, then know that your reign is ruined. Yes. You have to get somebody who is outspoken, someone who knows how to define words at appropriate times. Because there are some words when they come out from the people or from the king to the people, sometimes you have to readjust the word. Let me use that word. Let me readjust the words before you bring it out. Because if a country or a town will ruin, it is not from the chief or from the people. It is from the linguist. So the linguist plays an important role in the palace.
Communication is very, very important.
Very.
Okay, so how do one become a linguist in a palace?
It depends on the bloodline you're coming from, and then they check out from the family, the one who is outspoken, who is courteous, who has manners, one who can handle situations. If there is no one around, such a person is due to stand in as a linguist. So
it's not a family inheritance?
With the linguist position, it's not an inheritance. I can be there today. If I'm no more there, another person can be put there. So long as the person is coming from the same bloodline, you don't have issues.
You don't have issues. Is there any deity or rituals or bosumbi with you as a linguist, or you are just there?
The question again, is it pertaining to me personally or the palace? The whole...
No, you personally as a linguist. Is there any spiritual background with you, or you are just a linguist? There is nothing spiritual about you?
Talking about spirituality, when you are being given a position to stand in, first of all, you have to know that people have been there before you. So you have to give honor to whom honor is due. I hold the fort for my great-great-grandfathers who have been in the same position as I am in now. So I can't do anything without informing them. So I have to pray. Though I pray to God, I also have to pray and sought their permission before anything I will do.
So your ancestors are with you. Is that it?
Almost always. They are always there with me.
You have to pour libation and ask their permission?
Not necessarily libation pouring, because words are powerful. Words are very powerful, because even if you go to the Bible setting, it tells us that words was used to create the world. So when you speak good words come back to you. So it's not a matter of pouring or performing the libation that calls them in. Just speaking out the words and your belief will bring them to you.
So apart from your ancestors that you can communicate with, like you said,
yes,
there is no deity with you as a linguist. There is no anything you perform a special ritual apart from your ancestors. There is no spiritual anything with you apart from your ancestors.
No. The only person I call after is the Almighty God.
Almighty God and your ancestors.
And my ancestors.
Okay. Any reason why you have this stick with you?
Okay, it has meanings. It's not just an ordinary stick. Let me go just one after the other. For the first one, let me borrow from the tree language, the Akan language. Or you can see that even when traditionally people are dancing, when you want to praise them, you just don't shout or hail them. You just raise your two hands, telling them that what they are doing, they are performing well. And then from there, you can see that there is another symbol, the CD symbol, right here. It's showing authority in the riches we have. The third item, we have two heads, telling you that no matter what you do, two heads are better than one. You can never take a decision on your own. No matter the problem, when you have two heads coming together, because or when we share ideas, we can arrive at a good success. And then the next thing is I have a crocodile and then I have a snake. You wonder why the crocodile is swallowing the snake. They are all coming from the reptile family. The crocodile is far bigger than the snake. But we know that even the python is even heavy, it's stronger. No matter how it binds the crocodile and it swallows it, the crocodile can still pave way out of its system because it has a stronger skin as compared to the snake. So when two people fight, there is always a winner. And then the winner is the one that is the greatest. So you can see that the crocodile is swallowing the snake. Next item, I have the crab. You wonder why I have the crab here. The crab has no heads. Comparing all the animals we have in the world, all animals have got heads. But with the crab, it has no head. The eyes and mouth and stuff are all attached to its body. It's because of friends that crab lost the head. So if you don't want to lose your head, or you don't want to lose things in life, you have to know the kinds of friends you choose.
And your uncle yenti na koto enye tree.
Sir. Na niebesi bia no yetna second. Want to me fast second entrasem. Entina konya no wo ase no. So no matter whatever you go through in life, a bedroom maybe a betna se aka ho nsam. E waka watashe na wie sane kasa ne ba akekakla ifo about tashin about we koni peace it prevail. Koni
peace it prevail.
Yes.
So this thing, is it for you alone, or when you move and another person can, you will still use this?
That is my stuff I'm using.
Your stuff. So yourself.
It's not only the stuff, I have several ones.
So what I meant to say is that, is it a property of the palace that you will leave it there?
Yes, I'll have to pass it on.
I'll pass it on.
Yes.
So some of your ancestors were holding this.
Yes,
Who is the immediate linguist you are inheriting?
His name is Tetteh.
Okay, then this is a family property.
Sure.
Okay, is there any reason why you have the head on your shoes?
Being a linguist, your voice has to go far, because you should have that commanding tone, and then your words need to spread. And then looking at all the animals, there's only one animal that goes beyond the skies, and that is the eagle. And then when it screams or sends forth message, it goes round. That is why I have the eagle head on my slippers.
So all these are your titles.
Sure.
It goes with your titles.
Sure.
It shows how heavy you are. We welcome you. Abusia, your guest enumere we eno na media ma no. Wa kire bibi mu poma na ekita no kra ho nsem. Chen BBC News. Enti papa, we welcome you. Sure. So we are going to talk about customary marriage ceremony, the beginning of family ties. That's your topic.
Sure.
But before we proceed, what do you have to say about polygamy?
I don't, will I say, I will not rebuke someone going in for more than one woman. Though they will tell you the Bible speaks against that. I can give you also men in the Bible who married more than one. So I don't think polygamy is any issue that should raise eyebrows in Ghana or in the world. Okay.
So people say that, oh, media me kwaya wedding you. Media me kwaya wedding you. Na ye jafie die no, people can even go and perform a wedding, celebrate their marriages with their pastors, their friends, without their families. What do you have to say about wedding?
Yeah, can wedding. Can we wedding sanye. Wedding eji blofo manuko ni ameke baha or blacks. Yeah, it's something that the Western country brought to us. But before they brought that thing here called wedding, we had marital ceremonies we undergo. And there are some processes when you go through, no, at the end of the day, you are qualified to be called Owura Yire Alowulanga. Okay, so the people, I don't fancy it. I don't see it to be something so special.
Okay, so right now, people, you don't see anything special about it.
Sure.
What do you have to say about homosexualism and lesbianism too?
For that one, I strongly stand up against it because from time immemorial, right, we know that before you begat somebody or you give birth to somebody, you need a man to come in together with a woman to reprocreate. But you will never see a man coming together to reprocreate because in the time of Sodom and Gomorrah, when we are looking at what really happened there, we know that there were sexual immoralities, and that led to the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. So if we are in for destruction, then fine, we can go in for that. But if we really want to live a life that is worth it, then I think a man and a woman is the best.
It's the best. You are in Ghana,
sure,
right? And you are a linguist in the palace.
Sure.
Means a lot of marriage cases comes to your place.
Yeah.
Right? You see divorce is increasing every day. What do you think is the cause?
Makake, we are the cause of our own problems. And then in marriage, the reason why divorce is on the rampage is that people look at their friends going to marriage. Oh, baby, I'm my friends are getting married. Why am I here? I also have to move into it. But things that you have to put in place before you move into that arena of life, no, you have not done that. I say, obi akọ university usu ukobi, bo yeko. Meanwhile, SSA ogbekuna. You are getting my point. Ogbeko SS na. Then how do you then enter into tertiary? Yes. So definitely when you get there, you can maneuver your way inside. But when you get there, you will fumble. You have problems. And then if you are not strong enough to stand with those problems, then you have to come back again to start. And that is what is happening in our setting now. People leave things they are supposed to be learning at home, and then they just join in and then jump and join the train that is just moving non-stop. And then they just get in, and then along the way they're just being pulled out, and then they just drop like.
So it's just that they don't wait to mature or get to the level. Do you think that's what's causing more divorce?
It's part of it. It's part of it, but and then majority too do not consider the families in which they are coming from, because when you look old setting when you are going to get married, you, the man or the woman, do not go in search of your spouse. It is your parents who go in search of your spouse for you. You'll be at home and they are like, sis, wow, just like that. You understand me? So when you go, you now begin to learn from the person. So, brother friend no courtship, no, we won't go through courtship. When you enter into that marriage, then you begin to learn yourself. That is why the old our grandparents, they were able to marry even 4 wives and stay at peace with everybody, and then they live peacefully in the house. You understand me? Because when they are moving, they move there and then they begin to study and learn from each other. But now that thing is not there. They'll tell you, me, I go in for the one I want. And then that is what you saw and that is what you want. Maybe it was a character you saw in the person and then you loved it. But there are more things hidden behind that you don't know. You have not traced into the family to know whether they have traits of family sickness, ailments, mental problems. You have not searched wholly to get to know some of these things, and then you just jump in. You get in there, and then you go and meet some things in the family, and then you say, "It's shiny in the In the beginning, why didn't you do your research and your investigation?"
So, what has brought about this change? That now you jump, boom, then you want to marry. Before it was not like that.
Before it wasn't like that.
So, what brought about this change?
We have merged too much Western culture into our culture system.
So, what can we do about this?
We have to go back to our roots.
How?
That is why we have families. And then in marriage, before you enter into marriage, let me use the Ghana setup for marriage as an example. When a lady is due for marriage, you have your grandparents. We live in a family because we believe in the extended family system. So you have some of your grandparents, your aunties, your uncles, everyone is around. When you are due for marriage, they betroth you to your rightful husband. Let me use the woman. I'm standing in as a woman's family. One, the morning before your ceremony begins, or before the onset of everything.
That one is your topic.
Sure.
That is your topic, right?
Yeah, it's part of my topic.
That is part of your topic. So let's leave that one for your topic. Okay. Let me ask another one.
Okay.
Looking at us now, as Africans, Ghana.
Okay.
Is marriage still in existence?
Let me say it's friendship. There is nothing like marriage.
In Africa now?
Yes, there is nothing
Why?
like marriage. Because you don't, the woman fights for the rights of a man, the man fights for the rights of the woman, the children fight for their rights. So when you enter into the house, this is not my job, this is not blah 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 blah, and then there are chaos in the family. A man will wake up without even seeing the children for a whole month, whilst they are all living in the same house. A woman may wake up, instead of tending to the kids before moving out to work, nothing happens. They get a nanny, take care of my kids, I'll be back. That love has died out. And when we talk about marriage, we talk about love. Love supersedes everything. That kind of love is no longer there.
So marriage is dead.
Marriage is dead.
You are watching The Biggest. The other day, when I said Obia Nikunu, Obia Nyo Obia Dea. Mosie Mubu Fusa Makoka and Manity. So show ya, be honest and write it in the comment section. The man you are married to. Is he the first man? Is he the one that broke your virginity? If yes, he can be your husband. But also so awaware also open your bar wedi kind wadana. You see how we've messed up things. Obana hwimuanti sa wo so okunu na ne awaware na ye okunu ade udi kan re no ono so hwan yire. Or you don't understand. E kan na mubuefo obi say ye de obi rape na ye de ball. Ya di obi rape na de ball wa nti dia wudi kan ni omo dance a obeware o yire no hwan rape na ware ni grabu sa no. It's a question no. You see what this man is saying? When I said obi eni obi enye obi ekunu obi enye obi ayere, we are just there. Tete mira no be hu oba o okunu otwempna na eye ebususem. Today I have fashion. Obia twibom ko. Nti me ka kira wo say obi anyo obi ayere. Obi anyo obi akunu amusi mubu afu. Asem ye nu nie. Ukunu na waware no 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 first man no break your virginity. Write in the comment section. If yes, or no so waware no open no onimu wana. You are watching the biggest and the largest. When they tell you the truth, you don't want to hear. Marriage is gone, is dead. It does not exist. We are just joking with it. The reason you live with no akoware foforo. Nke yokuna kabeja no akoware foforo. We are still the biggest. Okay, Papa, your topic, today's topic is customary marriage ceremony, the beginning of family ties. That's what we are going to discuss. So, Papa, I leave the platform for you to take us through.
Sure. Thank you so much. Tueboloy, ke mambi minkpanye fai. Nyefi atuwe hami. Beke mbibi ojimi kena fufosan. Ken yueno kone janye nwa eke hami. Eja ke blofo ke to where is human but to forgive is divine. Ken yueno kone saa ni eja nyenwa eke hami. Eja ke taflache me yenye beke mbibi ojimi ewo noni ile ninkase ye ini mekena amade eke bashu ejarami. Kunu wofen wakase ni yemi. No kweku ke wo kutokumi hini wo ba hye ke ehia wo ba nye wo gie kuni wo ke ha ye jeme ganyo famo bi jimi ngbeji ni Tetteh tamobo ni incho hie wie ke wo ba wie glanchi hin le mi nsane ni bi pi ya glanchi hin le mi dani make o blayo ni oje no o ba bo te glan mi akwo ohia no chumo bono onyo fi oni yehia akwo ofin bono oyeshibayo boni obuomo otosemu na ke tosebo akwo ene mefe ke anake ohye ni sani agbene afi oheni anawo ata oyi fatalo ahabo onya wo ko chata ka mehi ba ngme mami na me ba kwe ake namu ameba na amehabo tebele ekwela nu nko hu hieye ono ni lewo eta oni ebafo weni o kenklen ka ba alo nu eba ashi agbo ke ba shi agbo neji no ni blofo chola ke knocking blema biye ke ejense ke nujimi ni na ke yoku ye shana mi ni nsumole mache tembelo ni ke ba afi ishina na abu. If I don't know whether you understand what I'm saying. Ke nche tembelo ba afi ishina, that's the palm frauds. I will just hang it at the door. So when it is seen, they will know that no, someone is in search of somebody in this house or a lady in this house. E wo jeme e mami ke papa lu ewoku e ba bon investigation fi mu aba akpa nu ese ake one mini helayo ameshiam.
How would they know that this is the man that came to put that thing there?
They will investigate
to find out who put it there.
Yes.
How?
Blame akwe woku eda aye akuluwa na efet mokuku wo kamoko fe no ko kemoko lemoko moko ba na noko wo definitely wa gbene abayo seke ye wokumi na kwa ke taflache ame julo ye shiami lo ke julo e be shiami ayo hela ko ye shiami lo te shian shikamo yo te ke akwe ene me fe ni esa yo e wokun yin agbene abagme nu egbe ko na gbene eba ne ba shi agbo e agboshi mo mi boyo ke nu e ba sheshe ni ike no ni wuku ke ba e ba make me hear jin ke enongle ke aba chabo yo ka aba ke o follow ake no ni jin ni acho obo yo chumi ke ba na ba bu ake o le ashimashine ni tashine alo ewuku ni tashine ake enabo o yin fila kono neke o keje ngme neke ya eta oni ikebo anshi ake yi fatalo ewo eba yi bigbe wa ba bibo ake ongono alo ongono. That is the start of your marriage ties. Now you have two families coming in to request you, the woman, from your two families, because your mother has a family, your father has a family. So at that moment you have four families meeting. And then after that incident has occurred, it is done on the purpose that if the woman is not found at home, then the family knows that she is now with the gentleman who came to do the what we call the knocking. And then after some time, a date is set. When they finish their investigation, a date will be set. After the date is set, then that means you have to come with an items. The family will write out things for you to bring to betroth the woman. It starts with the family items before we go to the dowry. Some start with what we people call engagement. That is not engagement. The Ghana word for marriage is yue, but we have mistaken it for a profane word. But when we say yue, yue means marriage. Yue, it means marriage. But if I'm using the profane, I will say bolenamo. Bolenamo.
So the yue is not the...
No. It's even written in the Bible. Ejuele, that means he has married here. No. If you are talking about sex, if you are talking about sex, then that means bolenamo is sex.
Bolenamo, hey. Okay,
Bolenamo
continue.
is the sex. That is why if you read the Bible in the book of Genesis, the Bible like Abraham chu kete Mesopotamia ne aya you. Abraham ibinu Isaac. That is what is written in the Bible. Ewo ke ishebe no ba you agbene. Boku e ba tashi na ba habo list of items nisa no keba fe you we ni ka onyo ke na kan ni bi e fe ba na kan gbele no you ba che lo Mrs. Shimenku e ba akeko ba na ke you e ba ya e ko me ka you e te afọ nyuma ke afọ nyuma e tana na ba na ke gblani aba ka ko gblani ha ko bo e je boy ekpa ebo ekpa yojibo Ke ebo ekpa yoe hebo. You see the female cloth, the 2 yards we use. So we have 2 yards. That is making 6. Or we call it hebo ekpa. That is half-piece cloth. So if we will call you a full woman or a married woman, we say ebo ekpa you. But we have shortened it to boy ekpa you. That's how we call it. But hebo ekpa. So you have half-piece, 6. That means you are now ready as a woman. These items will be brought. And then to receive those items, men do not sit in marital ceremonies. We the Gans, from the side I'm coming from, we don't involve the men. It's the women, it's all women affair. So in the morning, your grandmom or the senior most woman in the house would wake you, not your mother, will wake you up early in the morning. She will take you to the bathroom. Then they had to bath you. They will teach you how you wash yourself as a woman, how to clean yourself. Then after that, this thing I have here, some people call it red partition, some people call it red jack. But the Ghana name is boy. The Akans call it amon sing. When you buy it, it is bigger than this. Let me say it. Let me use the size. This one is very big, but I've splitted it. You have the size. So you split it into 2. When you split it into 2, you get something like this. And then it will be folded into 4 categories. You fold it this way. And then it comes again this way. By then you have these beads. You wonder why I have 3 colors. These are the colors of the Gans. It is not a political something, please. These are the real colors of the Gans. We have the red, we have the blue, and then we have the white. All has its meanings. We have the collie, we have the tojo, and we have the pipe. These ones combined together, the lady uses it on her waist. You wear this one first, they will put it on you. Then they tie it, they check your size. It has to be loose enough. And then after it is placed on your waist, the red, let me start. The white stands for purity. The blue stands for growth. And then this one stands for both money and authority. So it is put around the lady's waist. It should be not too loose so that it wouldn't fall off the hip. It should be there. And then the cloth. This tam, chief or friend a tam. But we call it way. And putting it on, you have to see the way I have the side here. The side goes in the bead like this, and then it has to be straight. It helps. Then you fold this. This one goes through the back. Then it goes into the beads behind you. You turn it in this way.
And so then you get the same thing you have.
Sure, but this time you have to turn it in like this. And then it goes back in. So as it goes back in, the line you have in your, excuse me to say, in your buttocks, the two lines, you just slash it inside. So it covers
your property.
It covers the property. So after they do that for you, one, it holds, excuse me for my language, it holds the flatulence that will come. It doesn't also allow bad air also to enter into your system because it covers.
They are preparing you for war.
Yes. So after that is done, then if they can put on your pants, your bra, whatever, they do that for you. And then by the time they are done with you, dressing you, they will prepare what we call the mashiam oto with egg for you. They give you this thing to eat. It helps to hold hunger. Because of the egg, when you take in the egg, you can stay the whole day without food. And then the oto will not let you also pass too much urine during the ceremony. So it holds up the urine or the water in your system to sustain you for that number of hours the ceremony is going to take. After all this is done, your mother's family must be present, your father's family must be present. But the male are always inside the room, and then the females are outside. We keep the females outside. And then with the families that sit in line to take your bride price, we have 4 women sitting in the front line. The first woman is someone from your father's father bloodline. The second person is from your father's mother's bloodline, making 2 people are there, but you now have 4 families now. Because your father's mother has a mom and a dad. The next one too has also mom and dad. So the 2 of them are representing 4 families. And then you come to your mother's side. So one woman from your mother's father's relation will sit. Then your mother's relation. That's how the sit is done. And then one outspoken woman or man who will be able to liaise with both families, that's Ochami, to take the items. When this is done, when the families are seated, so in line, we have 8 families. Although they are 4 seated, it's 8 families, another 8 families, making 16 families. So that is the beginning of what I call the family ties. When in our local setting or in our marriage settings, we don't leave our grandparents out of it. Yes. They are all present at your marital ceremony. Because now, if you look at nowadays, married people go in, call friends or call other relation just to come and fill that space. But we put that sit there for a purpose so that you not lose your roots. Because when you trace to somewhere, you say, no, that's why we say, so these people sit down and then they take everything, that's the list that has been given to the groom's family, they take everything onto themselves. And then they go back inside there to the men of the house. They sit in the living room waiting for the women to display, because under the marriage ceremony in the past, we don't have TV or radio to entertain ourselves. So it is under the marriage ceremony that's where entertainment takes place. And you know women in entertainment. That's why I say, with the Ghana engagement, I say, Ochame, no, omu your concert, omu display. But as they are displaying, they are teaching you. They are giving you the purposes for whatever they are doing. They take the items inside now, then show it to the men of the house. Let me put it that way. The men of the house, as they are seated. That moment, the lady's mother and then the lady's father don't take part in the ceremony. Yes, they are not part of the ceremony. It is their family members that sit down. So they are just observers. They observe what is going on. They don't come outside. They are always in. There be but they don't have the right.
Decide anything.
No, it is the family that decides.
Continue.
So when the items are being brought in, everyone, we have the knocking, the acceptance. It depends on the family from which you are coming from. After knocking, acceptance, bito, that's the dana omoshe no ono so ebi mu je ehonsa and those things. Omo be jeje sa nyamene nyina. Omo wie a with the accounts no, ombeka se ombe frɛ yo etuemi. Na be like amomi aloashi. But with the guns,
Obani ni say
you don't have say. The moment we janum no muti inside no ke amemuni bi amen krim neke, you have also accepted the marriage. So for accepting as the guns, we don't call our women in to ask them nibi enone ashimashikeba amomi aloashi no. Amoni bi amen the moment the knocking was done. Because that was when you were called and you were asked and you agreed. So once you have agreed, now your father has also agreed to accept the items.
And if I have had a change of mind, then go.
If you have had a change of mind, that date will never be set for it to come to pass.
I accepted the knocking. Upon the second thought, I said,
upon the second thought, if you don't want again, then you have to tell your parents and then they have to resend back the drink they brought. But once you've not told them and the drink is still in the house, then wahala don't start. You can't say no. You can never say no because it is already accepted. So after which a message will be sent to the suitors that came that, oh, cheme money bi ami o bi ane begbeli, and then they will request the hand in marriage, the hand of the woman in marriage or your daughter. This time round, the guns, there are a lot of people are changing our tradition. It is my home and you are coming to. Once you are the visitor, I have to sit to welcome you. But say someone sasano, I make no baba face. Dani you eba no. Old tradition eh. Je nuwe ne ke gapo wo yo e.
Ni auntie use a wood.
Dabi nuwe ni ba wo yo e ga enyemi yo ni ke ga ba wo.
Se omo ina da ni abayifo.
Aha. Ona eni sane ajonhie. Acha mokwaye. Mi eneke inyema chema mi aye. I can chema mi aye be mu mokuba chema aka aye bi jimi. Se me pese me yemfa din fufron frɛ mi a. Me frɛ wo befo a. Me frɛ ma me befo a na usu ye wan ba.
Befo ba.
Wo be aye bi jibu. Wo esa no ba chemoko. Mami aye. Ke obe wale no te clinic bi ane no ni malaria ngbo na doctor egbe obo. Be egbe ebu. Be chaabo. Okay, mami aye ni bo so fo kemi ake mami nka le ba abo ake jemu aye ni nke mami ahia.
Aye wo.
Je na aye wo. No ko nko obo e ya ke bia na bi efe amena amewoku men ke hime konkro amencha ma aye. Ni esa na kai. Me wala mo ji aye jile ekola afie musu ne kekwabo. E ya he noko ne ho ne kekwabo. Ni me no ke she no she ke ko so ba ke ba ka aye ni. Efe na kan go shwe bo share he no share in life. No we ko le efe na kan. E wo ke bo yo se no na ke na eji no ni o mami alomu ko efe ne ke kwa no share he no share. Then you have to go to so for me papa. My mother is my mother. But that spirit there is not my mother. So take that spirit out and let me take my mother home.
That is why you were called.
Yes. But you were not called to come and condemn my family and destroy my home. Any mistakes no so for epi infe. Ne hani machine pi ekpata. It's like a marriage ceremony. No one is the beginning of family ties. Jamaica ba, a lot of family members will come. Monoko no na kole afiabo ebaba obanale. It brings socialization. It brings unism. Mokoye ka mokoye wie afiabo. She kole ben ake game you ake chalek bi odole. When it keeps, and then the anger or the tempers go low, we can meet the person, even say hi to the person, forgetting about what has already occurred in the past. That is what I'm saying. Marriage is very important. Without marriage, there is nothing like naming ceremony. There is nothing like funeral. There is nothing in the world. The world starts on marriage. And our setting has been made in such a way that it has been enriched so that when you enter into the African system, allow obote gun system, allow obote any of our traditional system to get married there. Obanake, dana ye no kwa won't you obi, but in some obeti wo dem a yes obanake no ko papa ko shanu. No, but I wish you wish you were there at that moment. No, be a paparazzi pie by a shamphony, but I feel like Otashi no me show you can walk off video okay woman. Coca will TV me no way, keke bona minche.
You are watching the biggest.
Oh, enemy fake bena. Boy, yo, obaya, aba babu. Ye, ochamade, e wo money damoshi, ye na, eba twin. Neba biche magbe, ake, heni, umene she. Abi amebi yuweshi ewo oba bigbe ke ka ke gbe ken yuwe ehabo ke agbe no kele ti ko kele atun bile ma bi e aso wa tomorrow ke li asanene je bible mi ati afera e ni be ni ewu ya atumi ne kla woni je chele oni awaso kan na ba kwe je rael kan tun mi elia ni kan tun mi ewo ene ka asha awo esasanso akole salo mamako na ke ayo konkloyin ke ka mo leke jepo ke ka po eyan wa ke oyo eje ile ne ke ka te awa another one wa feel to mo shieten ene no menke ake he amehi anyunyam ya mede ewo no afomi ewo ka ya le shkomento ope na ke ba shi ake woni a hisole afi onu ke woni a ise no hani ni afi fefo Oke Akebuwe ba agbene no ba na agbene. Oba na ke 8 families any tashin agreement ku eba. Agreement ten eba another 8 families tashin. Nye anya fi 16. Ewo because of 2 people 16 families are now becoming one family.
Before you divorce, you have to go through all these 16 families.
Ke oba divorce na ka many tashin finsa no acha me na ba you da say ke mo ko me gbo e me nsa no ya go me no acha leke ba ne ba sama bom ni lewe ba you da say e wo ba nyo pagban o ba ka ke be mi ya join fi o blame ma bi ame pagban e ba ke nu e pa no si wo no bi no ana no e wo pa da bi e ke bi e je po enu entu emi e ya fo na kan ame ewie mo na me yo na me nu ame shishi je blame ene me be cinemas can be near far mukwenye shikani ba cinema e wo ka na blake nkete gbeke no e shile fi no e lo fi owe da e gbole de da fe njima ka no yen sa ne gba no hwai ha no banana atechumi
ta
onu no ko do
bibiewu
na kan no ko no me gbeke bi e ka mo hia wo mu blema bi ame wo single room mi ame fo onwuma mena bi ye ka kan single room pondre nche a she gbeke bi agbe yi mi ne wo ene e ba fite gbe kan bi ene no ni ma she fite gbe kan bi pi ke no no wonyo mo no fe ba fite gbe kan bi shibile ma bi ye ke ho tumi e wo bola shows ka fe yo eni han le bola pioto e ko wa ke nu le gbojo e fe to ma skin champion to o ka yu e kan sipo ni pe ya fan potential na gbale ni ke no po etu oni pepe
bibi e ko so
etu oni pepe easy open
nya fe na wo ba ko yi jeans
da bi.
Oh my God!
Ni no e woni wo ha yo ahino hunji ke o kan nu e masepo ni tuemi ewodun kanepo be ne tatra anwe eni ne ba asa ahino oyi bo ne ta wo bu agbe ne ba mu ne ba shabo ke ba ne ba tuwo eni ahabo ni moko nu noko shingme ne bi e wo ahino e wo fe tu ochokacho ni kan shi yenyo ni kan shi ke tatra ba to la on sanesu kane keke gbe ken wetish keke lebo ntedimu e kwe.
Game afite game efe.
Mi ko obonyemi.
Oh my goodness. E
wo te wo ya le ten bi ane akan san no ba bi o he. Mini ba. Ne ne me fe ba. Taflache blema bi e ka fe yo eni. Aka dan ya na bi o yo eshi. Shingme ne ba ke e aso moneke ama menu dan keke ya champagne. Shi okaye ake oni ma yi no je champagne ka bia me shi. Champagne expiring date ye. Okay, we can know about the marriage and one marriage and I spy. Hey! Imale! Akpete she expiring date ye.
No.
Snap expiring date ye. We are sure. Snap banye ma she 10 years if you no ko. Expiring date mo snap. So ba ke so mo no ya iwo nyenye ke dan efe no ko. she kai mo ake dan e ye che ja ke temia na fe nkeje ngomo okay me ko de wo me mawari menti wo family wo he dan da bi na mo ke bu ni ene me fifty aka dan okay o marriage me den che spy wo bole che spy dey kon no yes dan obanyo he no because no na ke nu fio aka dan efi no na ke dan fio won aka nu efi
sa pepepe
e wo me no okay Caesar no ya no kan Yesu no ke Yesu no aba Caesar
what kind of first change is that?
You can't interchange the two of them.
Oh my goodness.
Born and only war about telling ni bi baba o na gbe show ka te tumi aya na ya fo me ne
ade
me ne wo sane ya le na kan e so wo no ko bibio dwe mo ke susumu ene no ni tun ne ke afefa anta na nya ke ga obope na kan gbe le gbeke ni bi echake ko that day you the woman you can't cook for the man to eat. By the time they finish the story, it will be around 3-4 p.m. going. What is the man going to eat? Because that day, you'll be packed out of the house to join the man in his family house or wherever he is. When you are going, that is when your mother will have to prepare some meal for you to take along. Eba gbe wo. Eke kome ba fi wonu. Eke kome ba fi floor. Apart from motor den cha ha anu eko ye hyan yin pa no ma wi me ne wo afie ne no tashi onyo ho ni because egbele bo ogbini e wa afie no fe no ahabo na kan gbele jigbi kenklen ni owule no ka yin e ba ye shayo ni eni ni jibo yo mami no di first ni eni ne ba ye ka je nyenye hyan ni agbene
enya de ne ye hu
dabi ewo ba o mo fi o
aye ni ehu
aye omo
aye ehwe bones
ewo na kan ni o sayo ba we ba ho mo ba fi ke flo e ba hye fufui ke no wonu ni ka nyen ya aba to wo nye chone ni ke ba ya mi na ka ba aje nyegbe ewo ka ete e ba ye omo eko keke egbe ke alo bleomi e ba ye fufui ke bleomi e ye omo eba na osayo wa na bone yo alo isayo wa na bone yo ni je nga mami eba na boni eni yo agbene ke je gbe tense no mi eni aho ke ba hyan beta agbene ba ho ni be bo yo ebo ba ho ni agbene ba kwa kole ni ho mu mami alo le ni ho mu. That is why ke wo fi wo marriage ceremony agbe owo na ho han yo ke a shingmene be na ba ke mami ba ke gbe wa ba ka ya honeymoon aya tefli na enjoy be na ba ka jo honeymoon na ba wo po na we hyehyia bi eyefe ona e kopo ye
ni Maame cry to
everything has a significance.
Papa.
So when you are going into marriage, it is not an easy task. My friends are entering, let me also enter. No.
So what actually has changed this kind of beautiful thing? Before our ancestors, before they get into this marital issue, they don't know any man. So it is you I know. Only you. I don't know long. I don't know short. I don't know sharp. I don't know fast. I don't know slow. So what exactly happened?
No ko happy mo shi no ko ba. What even wo ko ngene no ni amateur social media ni bi pin ya no ye jeme. Wo ko ekome television no. Wo ko ekome internet no. Ne kani bi ne fe won kase kemba wo no mi. Si wo yin epa no ake won wo ye wo no. Ni sana me won amekase. Oba bi ake bluffo me ko me ka afia me ni ejeme. E ba ka ke no keke bo Ghana nyoba nje ba ke so ne ba ni bo ba fe o mankusun ekwe hale. Inyata ekoma ami, inyata pi mi dan. E ba ke o dabi ameka nyefu na the restaurant no. Ah been engaged. Dabi bo no ba yi process me. Wo lon ke ba me no ba ka ke le ismo bo no. Because in Nike there is some dignity in what we do. There is some dignity. And it has touch all the thing. There are important things you undergo. I can get through any MFA bena. Ko bena why around no adashi. Kagbe enemefena, you go to the family houses to thank them. And that is where you be guided by your parents. Oh, wabaya bie, I had a meneshi. Wabaya bie, I had a meneshi. Wabaya bie. You keep thanking people like 1 month. Now won't we? She mean phone neighbor can send broadcast message agbena. Ke na bopu elepu akobani shishi. So even your importance has been shadowed. But with the past, they'll have to walk to your place and say thank you to you. Nikao ya marriage me. No buomo ye chose mo keno fe no. Be no nye kwe me po ba aka me ba me fa me yeni bi na kemba akaba habo. Shingme kele ba o engagement shishi no nyenye chole engagement eba na ekpe bag no fe no ba aja eba he ke womi ke he ekba womi ke he ekba womi ke gbe na ya shi she blame abi e ke eba ile ake otuni ba ko nyanya je life shishi osana ma me wanye oni nye ya nye ne ba me na yin papa fio me na yin ngoshini fio me na yin ne fio ake fe be ba hanye ko nye keje nye life shishi shingme ne etamo na kan don mo fe mo ndwen no mi ehia mi enfe ehia bu akeke nu mo ne mo fe mo fu enwoshi bonu mi shishi
so ene te wo ba fe ten to ba fe ten no ba chake o ba ye wo se
mi ma pa wo so fu ya fai wo so fu e pi ne ba nche egbe nche asafoko gbe shi o so fu baba o ne ba ama me fite wo blahin ko blaye adwen mo keni bi ko me fe mu inpa yeli po ye bible mi dan na ke shoshi na ke solio alonu na ke shoshi na ke solio bible David po fe ko beni eke mankoneke ya no eke akuma yele shaya ma popa aten na yenu ye je me ban le nenu the people sacrificed their life, they went there na mete na mekenu e ba ke nu ne na ke hale nyenu because men awala kashi hale ne kenu ehweshi beni je chelo nyuma yesane hale o me no ka mi nke ko ba hwehwe ba ke dabi she work anu ti o ye so hwe so motumi o ka only water ba hwehwe so motumi o me no mi ke nke dan lo nu hwehwe ba ke mi nche won me won ni cho tell me wo software amena shishinumu bible le na ke awo ake ha wa ke eba ne ba chake wo dwen mo ye ni bi ko mami shi eba ne ba bowo kokko ke ha wo ni bi fi mu ni ejaje wo si je ni ebe ni ba pata ni bi ahin akeke afi marriage ceremony aya koto won ko yin ake la ake won ne ake marriage ne habo no kudo marriage afi na kan wokutu oshi na solio na church me na ehia me adentina say yi apaya omo nye no omo be bobra pa wo woku emi ache amegbe ke yi mpai mino shika ba chegbe na ke yi mpai those who have good deeds in the family, there are people you mention their name, you pour libation to them and you seek for blessings from them. Why don't you call the evil people in the family? You understand my point? So if I'm pouring or I'm performing libation, am I doing the wrong thing or the right thing?
It depends. So that is number one. What is really disturbing this beautiful rite is first also and second what?
Then second, let me say the Western culture that we've brought into our system. This white wedding. Yeah, said no. Niameka and omudi sa unyamani nyina ma wote say wo dowry no. Say the dowry pe kan ope ma wa. Even Ghana law understands. Say ye ma wo dowry, you can just walk anywhere and say you are Mrs. Because everything has been done for the family and everything that has to be done for you as a woman has been done for you. So you have every right to write the man's name and be called Mrs. Mrs. So and so, Mrs. So and so.
The customary right.
Yes. You have every right.
But he gives opportunity to marry more if you want.
You, when Omoka say a wedding, say oh that right now, I can go for another woman. Mekwa koye no kima afi no kim pepe pa hale. Ki afi no kineke no fe no egbe na lewe ba attention na. Ekula onyo fo ni ayi, bia na onini, ogbojo. Form of insani. Ewo lewe baba ne ba wa me fie oke woni ayi fomo ni ayi fomo mi ke ne kula ne do mi ne fo ne ba fe mi akono ma chele nkele ba fo nkele ba chambi ya no ni bo you obey say
Best say.
Oh, do you know best say like you have to understand what is going on.
By force.
And yeah, by force. Oh, there are some things you can't do. And I've also brought another helpmate.
And somebody is coming to help you.
Yes. It's as simple as that. If 20 of them can come and help, and we can take care of all ourselves in the house, then there should be no issue. There should be no issue. But so for Bekacho say, Yafa Adam Fim Padwabako, and now Agafe Eve. It will be 1:1. Fine, 1:1. She be Yake Abraham, Enga Komepe Sarah Lepeke for. Mimbibu, Sarah Lepeke for.
Hega.
Yo, Ocha Mugobeje Minche.
Funny Yashiami.
Menehu.
Ni Abraham na.
Abraham. Ni le Ekelako. Sarah Kelako, if you look at me, my for Pinyama for any dance, and Yama for Yanoke, you will lie for, Neclare for. Jacob, Ngamenye yo. David, Ngameka Jolly Menye yo. Solomon, Ngameka Jolly Menye yo.
You can count and count.
You can count and count and count. Onu minshi. Ewo no komla kwe gubu ake ke yo enyo aloete ekahinshi. Ke ole akoko ka minshi oba nyo kwa mefe ni sanikuba. Back go ahead.
That is 2. Number 3. I want 5.
Hey, 5 be baba o. Eko unji wo society mi unu wo yo. Leon it is a factor. Ni bia na egba wo customary marriage na. Blame akwe ne ke intermarriages ne e happy ake clan ne ba ke clan ne wi. Clan ne ba ke clan ne wi. She ni benhwe mi agbene mene ke mene culture eba o mene ke na mene isumle mene ke na mene isumle we kule aigbenyo ta flache e na ganyo bi eba ke ismonic lines sukun wo shian ne ka ba ke ka aigbenyo ka hinshi shawe na ke no na chole sumo ejeme wala nwe ba mene ba agbena ba futu culture say mene ba ke le shian ne kan fe mene ba ke le shian ne kan fe ke na ka afo no mu fe no wo fe le kunkulun then the thing changes.
And when the thing changes, is there foundations?
There are no foundations. They work at the years and abashi kunwe.
Returnee.
And the return of Makunse.
The return of Makunse.
And the return of Makunse. Ayanaba.
You are watching the biggest.
Ona.
That is 3.
That is 3. Beba bao. Some archives in near Gleko.
Okay, let me ask this one. Do you think the thing to air entered because they refuse to go through this ritual that will...
Oh, it is not about air entering. This one helps you and it teaches you how to keep yourself neat.
That's what I'm saying, that we don't go through these things anymore.
Baby, and then you can property always yes can be in so ni be an call me fe I should call me. Yeah. E ja ke ka obulente ola no ba je no ba kposa e oduye mi. E na fo ya gbo na court oju emi no ko ji no o foi o kai eko kolo unu mai chono no oji okotadin okenmeshi ogbena bi anepo ayo en ba block we George e ka ayo en ba o ko le ake mu awa ye mi ko ba nyo ka ayo achono ko kotadi o ka wo jeme o wo pieto esu no ye obla you fine bo ya bo ba
nye ya jeme everything can pay
je nye aje ko ba ene cotton mommy no kwe cotton
mo amanse obi kura ni ma de kro nkwala aba mu ni amanse mu na ma na afa mu yi mframa free achiri ho de fa inside ho
enable ma paracetamol syrup kagbe kan po nwen abla mi shale po ba nyon ngemi no kepete.
I have seen this thing. The sea took someone away and they were able to rescue the person. When they rescued the person, out of fear, he was not able to talk. One woman just came out, removed this and shipped the man and he started talking. There was power in it.
And there is power. And
now you people don't want to do it. Say mo wo kra mo ntena nsuo so. No ni pa wo ba ko. Now I say hojo. Everything is open. Obema na ekwa usu. No kosi mu a wasi mpotompoto mu osimu ye den. Your thing is not speaking anything. Please continue.
Eko nwe ibaje bodenche oweku. Bodenche oweku no jemi. Ekule Solomeneni anshinumu. mene ba ke da bi yale neke mene ba ke da bi yale neke mene ba ke da bi yale neke obo no the machine you become singled out you don't know in ya bi elo in ba bi
anu no dos wom
because bo ha na kan egbe na ba wi osane yo blanchin le mi ya ke blanchin la afi an me ye nyope blanchin le afi an nu nke yo afi an weku ma bi fe e wo ke oje blanchin le yin ne nu eto na ne say oh ko ba shan no ma ni o ba ke
third party
o ke le wo mi o mo yi bo le ncho ya mole o ke le ba wo blan mi o mo wo sane fe sane ni baba o han le chance o mo ko ne fe mi ni ne wi
nti omo nso so mu ye omo sa anya ma wie nyina mu kire omo how to have intercourse with their people
abchon bo fe no yo mo yo hia ne yo mo ni ba chon bo na awola ha wo no nke ba ke ye wo gan set na mi wo marriage mi wo she wo grandparents family ye mi wo ka me wo mi because no fe no aka abi yomwe we have a popular saying gan abi yomwe ayabi yomwe se can be mi wa ahun na aka o aya na abi yomwe no ni yomwe ba wie
experience
no ni
you are watching
Sibia na yomo poni yo hia o take gbe
anyen
mfanfen fan na da nyon fen fam leji horror ni yo hia vampire anu kwale e wo ke bole ncho na efo mami na egbo mami na egbe o papa no kele hia ni bo tele vampire be bo na mo na bi jo je ke bo vampire na bi jibo obo po fa horror because e wale ya anu onu mi nshi onu o chela aye hia mi te ba fete lewe ba na kan twiye ke no kwa na mu mi ya ke no ya marriage ne o ya no ya fo ko fo no ba hia sani agbolegbe ke sana aju eyan hale
na ka ye bi efe na man crofo ye nana ne ye maame no mu ndware ye mba ye be free church member ye be free maku opeyi naka no o male anukwale no yo anukwale ko mepani acha mokopo na ele hia na ejami ne ba due ho bi me ne wo hia fa hia ke bona me jua me bi ya ha ke bona me handle a me bi ko ba gama satin ke numfo nu mami baba ne ba dugbe ke ya ha le yo mami ba anye ba wa mom si moni poteni sa ne jubile ji nuwe e mami wa twetwe no
je ni wa twetwe no sa ne hia fa hia ke bona me ya la me ha e wo beni edu ya ha le no ni yo woku emi ha le no si bia na ebele na kan ani acha mkonita go tatue keke wo le nyomo e ba du ebi le yan le ke obi le da na ebu mo na yin suban ko ni je woku ba bi la kelele nche no ngbe keje subole nche oyin pa no ake bo ha na kan gbe
abusia I think that this topic there we have to continue it too because it's broad. Honestly, these are things that are eating us up. Ya num bi no mo say. Ye ware ye ni e de embre mema ni eni momupo. You can find out. Ye eni momupo. Ni ye ware ye kutu ye because wo ya ade wo ye adwuma. Ma me bread. Me toto na ma hye ni say na me tie because me na me kwa ye beto nti. Abusia moma ye ma ye nimra form. Na se be ye wo ho moma ye nye ho adwuma so that we are able to Papa, your last words and advice to the public, please.
Yo.
And if there's any number you want to add, people would want to call you, ask you millions of questions. So you give the last advice and then you add the number to it.
Yo nyeme ncheme nsuon loy. Iye nye loy fe nye nya aga kontomro wo mu no ye. O mi eno ni pamin kanyeji. Ke oton weku no ko se no ya weku. Ko se ake glantan ne sho woku na kan jigan yemu ke glantan ne sho woku ukwa aware mu denkra ansho wenwu a woku no bewu omu wu na me ba baje je weku wo glan ba tan de ba sho woku ewo afe no ko na ba sho woku no nko ake ke obote glansin le mi no ni jo woku sisi ewo ke oye no ton woku no mi pa bo fa no ko afe ebu ko se no ya no ya tawo he noje eja ke he ko mepoye ni mekumo wo nye meko epo ni yo English ablochi akwa me ka me nya me nsanja na ta amomia wa akwa ma ke ya no ata wo root ata o e no je e wo make power fight wo fail let us all move back to our roots let us find where we are coming from make power fight mo no marriage jaje yo na kuchia na no bo che Yehovah ebu mo fe motue konika obu owu ehia no obu elebu ja ka ye ne ba me you 20 ni ye chebele no awie school mempe here come ye wan me na wa se magi wa me hu ka me na ye ni ejo amo me fe ame ba me nshi ame ba kebule aha me koni ye nwe ba me nshi eha ame wu me bona fe ni ka weku ebo nhwere mu ko ehie chichi ne ka ke na ko marriage tamo ashimashi ne ame woku mi marriage ake bolenche ka oktashi no yo so ake weku men ko men bolebo ona ake ka mete glanchile ame sholo shibo ba aka ke wo shian glan beje bo ba ni glan e bo shian jemi ma ni glan e bo shian o mi pa ni fai weku ma bi blue ode ya bi ablade abi ni bo metui mo no le akọ glan gboso e efiteko noko share nyumo fi mu ono ni pa ma ke boji ko le akọ bu owu alo oke bule ha onga ngle twane na twi chakimu na susu mo konklu no kwebo ni bu wo ba yale bona fe ni kegbe njaje ejaje anyefe ake jelemi na yo ni nyumo ba bo ebo abifa ebo nu keyu na kejenshi wono fe no mi wokuju onshi ni blancha no dani bi kesue fe ba mi ni yo emu etwa ni omanyaba
yeah your number
oh in boy neji 0246 44 0695 0246 44 0695 ka ota o mi hu e obanyo twa yi boy ne ke ale no obenke man probi sempe ni ami le unje megbe no yo oko yin hihira mo no bi nhia won alo twa yi boy ne ni nche oni ne ba yin hye no wanyo ba ogbasani
thank you
na gbe no ni kwa gbe ale no eje iyo cha mi ke han glanchin le mi oko ota o mo ko e ba damoshi won habo ni iyo cha mi ahabo ko ogbote glanchin le iyo akan iyo ogan iyo oblofo anuna we won lenu si bo fe bo ni ji e ko ya mi nke iwo o
thank you so much for coming. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. And that they na gan for no mo ready abusia. On a more serious note, niema oho. I didn't think you hospital ni yekoye your first card. No more bisa o say sebe epilepsy wo fie. And unso omu wonyade we bi omu bisa o. Say bi wo fie. Ya na no omu ye omu ntwen hospital card answer. Genetics is very important. Education we mu nyina enkoso. Abusia obi ani wo bewu ende. A ne sofo betimi esie ni funu. Efunu no pa apro no. Osofo ntumi nsie ade na busuafo aba nti muma ye nhwe ne ye mfa niama bi entoto ne kwan so na Yesu owu ye no ne maame Mary na na odi nachi ogina honom abusua o maame a ne nkasa enne wate asem ni bi make peace because be ehia lens ehia camera otumi fa mfra manim no de waba nti no abusua bia no miensa wo muai makraw